Noah's Ark. What is the message behind this scripture in the book of Genesis, chapters 6 to 9? In a world that had drifted far from righteousness, God chose one man who still listened. Noah wasn't perfect, but he was faithful, and that faith set him apart. God told Noah to build an ark, not a small boat, but an enormous vessel to fit his family and every creature in pairs. Many believe it took Noah decades to build the ark. Understand this. God doesn't just give a message and disappear. He walks with you through the process, step by step. Year after year, decade after decade, he shapes your obedience, strengthens your faith, and builds something in you long before results appear. Decade after decade, Noah worked, building solely on faith. Why? Because when God speaks, obedience matters more than understanding. Think about the discipline it took to keep going. Decades of work with no visible results. No rain, no flood, no evidence that anything was about to happen. Just obedience. This is where many people would quit. This is where doubt creeps in. But Noah didn't stop. He trusted that God sees what we cannot see, that he knows the future even when we only see the present. The ark wasn't just a structure, it was preparation, and preparation may look unnecessary until it isn't. What feels like waiting is often God positioning you for what's ahead. Then the moment came. God told Noah to enter the ark with his family, not the whole world, just those willing to follow. Noah listened and was positioned to be saved, and his family came under that covering. Then something powerful happened. God shut the door. Noah didn't close it, God did. When God seals something, no one can open it, and when he opens something, no one can shut it. As the rain fell, the world outside the ark fell into chaos. The flood came, as God said, waters rose, people panicked. But inside the ark, there was peace, not because the storm wasn't real, but because they were protected. That's the difference faith makes. It doesn't always remove the storm, but secures you through it. Everything outside collapsed, while everything inside was sustained. Inside the ark, Noah and his family had everything they needed to be safe, and also to start over. Food, provision, shelter, purpose. God didn't just save them from destruction. He preserved them for a future. That's what salvation looks like. It's not just about escaping danger. It's about being carried into what's next. God already planned the continuation of life through Noah, meaning that while the world was ending for many, it was a beginning for a few, and those few were the chosen. Now bring this into today. The world we live in has its own chaos, economic uncertainty, social unrest, fear, division, and constant noise. It is easy to get caught up in it. It's easy to let fear dictate your decisions. But the message of Noah still stands. Regardless of what is happening in the world around us, God saves his people. He provides, he protects, and he makes a way for a new beginning. Faith today looks a lot like Noah's faith back then. It means trusting God even when culture disagrees, preparing when others ignore warning signs, and staying consistent when there's no immediate payoff. Most importantly, it means believing God's plan is bigger than what you can see. Noah didn't know every detail of the flood, but he knew enough to obey, and that was enough to save him. There's also something sobering about this story. Not everyone got on the ark. Not everyone believed. And when the door was shut, it was final. This reminds us that opportunities don't last forever. When God calls, there's a window to respond. Delayed obedience can become missed opportunity. That's not meant to create fear, but urgency, because the same God who is merciful is also just. And his timing is perfect, even when it feels inconvenient to us. But here's the hope. The ark represents more than just survival. It represents God's commitment to rescue those who trust him. Remember, Noah didn't save himself, God saved him. Noah's role was simply to listen and obey, and that's the same invitation we have today. You don't have to have everything figured out or see the whole picture. You just have to respond to God's voice, one step at a time, one act of obedience at a time. Remember, it took Noah decades to build the ark. That means God was working long before the storm ever came. God knew the future, and he made a way in advance. That should change how you see your life right now. What if the things God is asking you to do today are actually preparing you for something you can't yet see? What if your consistency, your faith, your quiet obedience is building something that will one day save you? So when everything around you feels uncertain, when the economy shifts, when society feels unstable, when fear is loud, remember Noah. He didn't follow the crowd. He followed God. And because of that, he was saved, not just temporarily, but completely, protected, sustained, and carried into a new beginning. That's the promise, that God will rescue those who trust him, not always by removing the storm, but by bringing them safely through it. So, stand firm in your faith, and step by step, year by year, decade by decade, God will guide you. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.